Hey guys, Puggo's Pizzeria here, back with another video. And today, this video, it is a little bit different, but I thought I would make it because I found this post. I've actually had it for a while, and I thought this could be extremely useful for you guys. So, this is sort of a brief summary of all of the Fnaf lore. Sorry if there's a little humming in the background. I'm looking at the image and I'm reading it off my computer. I'm just gonna be honest here for a second. I'm not the best reader. Like I know I can read, but I'm not the best at reading it out loud. So there might be either a lot of cuts in the video, or my reading, it might just be a little choppy. But I wanted to inform you guys on all this, just so you know, so you're kind of caught up on all the FNAF lore, because you don't want to go and rewatch all the Five Nights at Freddy's, like all Matt Pat's videos. There's a lot of lore, and I have a hard time keeping up with it. I'm pretty sure everyone does. So, we're just gonna start from the top of the page and go all the way down. This video might be a little while, but this is 100% the kind of video you just sorta leave in the background and listen to it if you want. So, these are the basic concepts of the FNAF lore. Sorry if you hear a little snoring, my pug's sleeping in my room. So, starting off, this is the Afton family. The Afton family consists mainly of William Afton, the purple guy, and the murderer of the children, Elizabeth Afton and Michael Afton, both of William's children. The bite victim from FNAF 4 is heavily implied, although not confirmed, to be an Afton as well. The Aftons are a huge part of the new trilogy of the games, with William Afton being the main villain throughout the entire series since FNAF 2. Henry used to be William's old partner before the murderer killed his daughter. Afton is also responsible for making the Funtime animatronics using the company named Afton Robotics, with the goal of kidnapping and killing children, most likely to collect the Remnant. Now, going on to Remnant, Remnant is basically, I'm pretty sure it was most likely introduced in FNAF AR, and now we know a lot about it. Remnant. A mysterious substance William Afton is implied to deeply desire for himself. No specifics were given regarding what Remnant is exactly, but the implications are that it's a piece of a soul. That means literally the essence of which a ghost is made out of. Molten metal that has been possessed by a soul, thus given strange properties because of it. It can also be called Remnant. Remnant is seemingly able to power animatronics, keeping a person from dying no matter how dire their state is, as shown with Michael Afton. The Scooper, a tool in Circus Baby's entertainment and rental, has a Remnant restore. It injects it into whatever it hits, as shown with Michael Afton. Remnant can be neutralized and lose its properties if it is exposed to high temperatures, such as the buildings burning down in FNAF 6. Special Delivery introduces a new type of Remnant, Shadow Remnant, which is heavily implied to be associated with Shadow Bonnie, even though Shadow Bonnie, his lore has not really been answered yet. The Missing Children. A group of children have been murdered by William Afton. They possess Freddy Fazbear, Bonnie the Bunny, Chica the Chicken, Foxy the Pirate Fox, and Golden Freddy, ? And the Puppet. Golden Freddy has a question mark because, they're not too sure if, there's not a 100% concrete answer on what possesses Golden Freddy, or who possesses Golden Freddy. They seek revenge against William by controlling the animatronics and using them to murder night guards in hopes to find their killer, and thus be freed. The puppet is possessed by Henry's daughter and is shown to care deeply for the rest of the children. It is unknown whether the kids are aware of what they are doing, or if they are simply confused and scared. The Springlock suits. Suits used by Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria and Fredbear's Family Diner. They double both as a wearable suit and as a normal animatronic. A hand crank device is to be inserted into the slot and turned firmly to coil the spring locks into their designated suit position. However, the spring locks are very fragile, and any sudden movement, moisture, or heavy breathing will cause them to turn loose and make said endoskeleton recoil instantly inside the suit, essentially crushing and impaling the person inside, causing a slow and agonizing death. Multiple Springlock failures caused the suits to become decommissioned and never used again. Although William Afton still used a Spring Bonnie costume of the sort to lure and murder children during the Missing Children's incident. Fazbear Entertainment. The ones behind Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Fazbear Entertainment is shown to be a greedy, uncaring, despicable company that isn't above covering up tragedies later than using them for its own profits later down the line. It denies wrongdoing caused by it or its employees, going as far as saying all the murders and incidents are mere fabrications and lies to tarnish their reputation. It has apparently met its end after Fnaf 1, but suddenly came back with full strength 30 years later through unknown means. Modern Fazbear entertainment is just terrible to its old counterpart, going out of their way to commission various games that initially ruin their public view, only to make the games themselves disprove said rumors, all for the sake of gathering attention to the company once more. Phone Guy, a longtime employee of the company, is the player's only companion through Fnaf 1, 2, and 3 with pre-recorded messages. He was killed by Golden Freddy in the end of Fnaf 1. The animatronics. The animatronics are the main attraction of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, Fredbear Family Diners, and Circus Baby's entertainment and rental. Most of the animatronics in the series are possessed by the souls of the dead children, victims of William Afton, thus making themselves aggressive towards adults, especially the night guards. There are various sets of animatronics thrown throughout the series, almost all being murderous or either intentionally or unintentionally, with the first ones ever being Fredbear, a golden bear, and Spring Bonnie, a golden rabbit. The robots were shown to be extremely advanced for their time, even being able to walk around and interact with guests in case of the fun times, lure and kidnap children. Although their advanced mobility seems to be, at least with the classics and Wizards, the result of their ghostly possession rather can be simply high advanced technology. The games and books. The non-canon games. Fnaf World. Released in 2016, Fnaf World is an RPG featuring characters from Fnaf 1 to 4 in a cutesy, fantasy-like world to explore. The game does not seem to be canon itself, although some of the events that happen in it are implied to affect the main universe and lore. Two bright yellow eyes tell the player to leave breadcrumbs for him, hinting to the secret ending, where the clocks are collected throughout the game and minigames that loosely reflect upon the ones from Fnaf 3 are played. World's Update 2 ending features a sad man on the desk, hinting at something he had created being dangerous, only for him to be killed by the baby from sister location. Freddy in Space 2. Released in 2019 for Game Theory's St. Jude charity livestream, Freddy in Space 2 seems to be completely non-canon. Its story features Freddy Fazbear traveling throughout space while rescuing other animatronics and his own son and defeating the nefarious lol hacks. This game has no relation to the lore and features its own universe, characters, and its own plot. Survival Logbook. The Survival Logbook was released in 2017. It mainly contains simple activities for the readers to do, but in its pages seems to hide secrets that possibly relate to the canon lore, especially faded messages and doodles by the book's previous owner, Mike. The name Cassidy appears in the word search along its various "It's Me" messages, making some believe whoever Cassidy is related to Golden Freddy. Some of the messages also seem to speak directly to the reader, Mike, or asking various questions about their past. Original Trilogy. Fnaf 1. Freddy Fazbear's Pizza is an old decaying restaurant featuring animatronic characters that entertain children on a daily basis. It is revealed that several incidents tainted the franchise's history, most notably the Bite of 87, where animatronics attacked a person and the damage result in a loss of their frontal lobe, and the Missing Children's incident, where 5 children were lured by a man in a mascot costume, presumably murdered, their bodies were never found, and stuffed inside the animatronics. Fnaf 2. A prequel to Fnaf 1, it reveals more details about the Missing Children's incident. The killer is a man named Purple Guy. He had already made a victim before the first set of 5. The first victim possesses the puppet. It was the one who gave life to the dead children, making them possess the animatronic suits. The restaurant where NCI took place shut down, resulting on a new one featuring toy animatronics to be opened in 1987. It was short-lived, however, as another set of dead children caused the investigation to occur, forcing the new restaurant to also shut down. The Bite of 87 also occurs around roughly the same time. Fnaf 3. It is revealed that after Freddy's had closed down for good, Purple Guy went back to the abandoned pizzeria from Fnaf 1 and dismantled all the animatronics, only to be terrorized by the children's souls there. He hid inside an old spring Bonnie suit, but the spring locks inside failed and he was crushed inside, ultimately dying in the same suit he used to lure the children. 30 years later, a horror attraction based on the urban legends around Freddy's was set to open, which made its founders find the old and decayed Spring Bonnie suit. They brought him to the old attraction, where Springtrap, now possessed by the Purple Guy, tried to kill the night guard before the entire building caught fire due to most likely faulty wiring. The surviving objects were sold in an auction, with Springtrap having possibly escaped. New trilogy. Fnaf 4. A prequel to Fnaf 1 and 2, it tells the story of a boy who was constantly bullied and mentally tortured by his older brother for his fear of animatronics at the nearby Fazbear's family diner. The boy spent 5 days leading to his birthday party, where in fear of what would happen and terrorized by his brother and employees dressed as the mascots. During the party, his brother and his friends decided to pull a prank on him and carried him towards Fazbear, pulling him inside the animatronic's mouth, only for it to crush his skull as a result of the boy dying from his injuries. The boy's Fazbear plush tells him that he'll put him back together before his death. The entire event was known as the Bite of 83, unrelated to the 1987 incident. Fnaf sister location. Circus Baby's Pizza World is a new animatronic rental company owned by William Afton, revealed to be the Purple Guy. William recreated the Funtime animatronics with the sole purpose of kidnapping and killing children, and the establishment was a cover-up for the character's goal. Elizabeth Afton, William's daughter, is killed by Baby, the main animatronic in the restaurant, causing William to shut the place down, cover the incident up, open another underground establishment called Circus Baby's Entertainment and Rental, and send his other son, Michael Afton, down into the bunker-like facility to put Elizabeth back together. Michael is deceived by Elizabeth, who uses a tool named Scooper to scoop out her brother's insides and climb inside as an endoskeleton amalgamation called Ennard, assuming Michael's identity and escaping the building. After a while, Michael's body rots and Ennard abandons him. Michael doesn't die, however continues living as a purple, rotten corpse. Freddy Fazbear's Pizza Simulator. Henry, who was once William's partner, decides to end it all and reopens a Freddy's establishment to bait for William, Elizabeth, and his daughter, who's revealed to be William's first victim, the puppet. To set up the trap and make it convincing enough, he hires Michael Afton, at this point looking for his father. The trap works, and Michael, now simply called Afton, Elizabeth, now separate from Ennard, having built a new body for herself, Scrap Baby, Molten Freddy, which is what's left of Ennard after Elizabeth had ejected from it, and Lefty, a black animatronic bear built by Henry to find and secure the puppet and bring it to the pizzeria. All arrive in the fake establishment. Henry reveals his plan to everyone in the building and proceeds to set it ablaze, effectively ending all of their lives and the Freddy's legacy once and for all, or so he thought. Extended Universe. Help wanted. Fazbear Entertainment, the original owners of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, return inexplicably and hire a indie developer to make games and spread rumors about the then based on real tragedies from long ago, and stain their reputation, only for them to make an entire VR game themselves to feud the rumors and clean their reputation, this way gathering more attention for themselves once more. The game scans circuit boards from the original Freddy's animatronics to make them easier to program in-game. One of the boards had belonged to Afton, making him able to enter the game and influence the beta testers directly. Jeremy, one of the testers, ultimately cut his own face off, while Vanny, another tester, is successfully turned by Afton, while becoming his follower and continuing his legacy from where he left off before dying to Henry. Special delivery. Fazbear Entertainment opens a mobile service called Freddy Fazbear Delivery Service. Upon subscription, their user would receive recreations of the old Freddy's animatronics at their doorstep. Something, or someone, however, has with the recreations programmings, to the despair of the employees involved, making them act violent and aggressive towards people. Fnaf Security Breach. Freddy Fazbear's Entertainment supposedly opens a larger building in scale than than all of its previous establishments. With a mall-like structure and various different areas including a new arcade and cinema featuring the new glam rock animatronics, Vanny, influenced by William, somehow discovers the location of the restaurant, heavily implying a future tragedy of her own doing. Dubious canon. Ultimate custom night. A certain the one you shouldn't have killed, who is widely presumed to be Golden Freddy, constantly tortures the player character in a self-made realm of sorts. The player has obviously killed the one, and he is now seeking revenge for it. No less than 50 animatronics were used to torment the player, some of which directly reference the one and how it holds a deep grudge against the player, and how he is never going to let it down or rest under his watch. The entire game's canonicity is, however, dubious at the very least, meaning it might be canon, but it also might not be. The Silver Eyes, the Twisted Ones, and the Fourth Closet are all part of the same canon, the book canon. They tell the story of Charlie and her childhood friends going back to their hometown of Hurricane, Utah, which causes a cascade of events ranging from a close encounter with the possessed animatronics to finding out Charlie's past is not what it seems and hide secrets far beyond their understanding. Although the books reference various elements from the games, such as Missing Children's Incident and Circus Baby's Pizza World, they are not canon in the main universe. Scott himself clarified this during an interview that they shouldn't be used to solve the main game's lore. All of the main events are limited to their own world, separate from the main series. Only a few things are the same between both canons, mainly names and concepts, nothing else. Basic timeline of events. Late 70s, presumably. Fredbear's Family Diner opens featuring only two simple mascots, Fredbear and Spring Bonnie. Early 80s, presumably. The first Freddy's location opens. Henry's daughter is murdered by William and possesses the puppet. Early 80s, presumably. William uses a Spring Bonnie suit to lure and murder 5 children, either all at once or at different points in time. The puppet gives dead kids life and then possesses animatronics in the pizzeria. The restaurant shuts down. 1983. The bite of 83 occurs, resulting in the death of the bite victim and the closing of Fredbear's Family Diner. 1987. Freddy's reopens featuring the toy animatronics. William strikes again and kills 5 more children. An investigation happens because of it, and the restaurant closes down once more. The toys are scrapped. The bite of 87 happens, damaging the company's reputation even more. Early 90s. Freddy's reopens once again, although in larger state of disrepair due to the lack of consumers and sanitary conditions. The restaurant shuts down. William returns and destroys all the animatronics, but the children's souls make him hide inside his old Spring Bonnie suit. It ultimately kills him. Early 2020s. Fazbear Fright is set to open soon, causing its managers to discover the old Spring Bonnie suit, now possessed by William. The animatronic, now named Springtrap, tries to kill the attraction's night guard for roughly a week before the building catches fire and destroys almost everything inside. Springtrap survives. Mid-2020s, presumably. Henry sets up a trap for the remaining rogue animatronics in the form of a fake pizzeria to attract the child-killing robots. Afton, Scrap Baby, Molten Freddy, and Lefty, carrying the puppet inside, fall for it and are all burned in a fire set up by Henry. Michael Afton is also there, preset, and supposed to die in the Furno as well. Mid-2020s, presumably. Fazbear Entertainment returns and hires the indie developer to tarnish the reputation, only for them to make a VR game refuting the claims. Afton is scanned into an early build of the game and manages to influence Jeremy, although he cuts his own face off before the killer could do anything to him, and Vanny, who becomes his follower and swears to continue his legacy where he left off. Mid-2020s, presumably. Fazbear Entertainment opens up their own delivery service for reasons unknown. The animatronic recreations become rogue and start acting violently due to a strange virus that has entered their system and reprogrammed them further into TBA. Late 2020s, presumably. Fazbear Entertainment builds a bigger scale building featuring glam rock animatronics. Vanny finds out about it and with Afton's guidance prepares to continue his legacy, stating that it will be fun. Unknown time period. Events could have occurred at any point, being between Freddy's first opening and Fazbear Fright's opening. William builds the Funtime animatronics with purpose of kidnapping and killing children. Circus Baby's Pizza World opens to fulfill the goal, but his daughter, Elizabeth, is murdered by Baby. The restaurant shuts down, causing William to cover up the incident and open another facility deep underground called Circus Baby's Entertainment and Rental. He sends Michael Afton, his son, down to put Elizabeth back together, but she tricks Michael and possessing an amalgamation of wires called Ennard, uses the scooper to scoop out his insides and disguise and escape the establishment. Eventually, Michael's body rots, forcing Elizabeth to leave her host. Michael does not die and continues living to Purple Corpse. Ennard ejects Elizabeth from itself later, with each going their own separate ways. Unknown time period. At any point after William was killed by the Spring Bonnie suit, the souls of the missing children, possessing Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, Foxy, Golden Freddy, and the puppet, are finally freed from the animatronics in the living world, never to be seen or heard from again. It is their happiest day. Unknown time period. Events can happen at any point after Henry burns the pizzeria down, not confirmed to be canon. A rogue spirit traps the player character in a self-made realm for having killed him long ago. 50-plus animatronics are sent out to tease, kill, and torture the player for reasoning they shouldn't have killed the one who is in control of the entire place. His revenge will last for an unknown amount of time, implied to be forever. Unanswered questions. What happened to the bite victim? At the ending of Fnaf 4, after the bite of 83, a little boy who suffered through it dies. Its Fazbear plush, however, says he will put the boy back together before he dies. The question remains, what happened to him? What did the Fazbear plush do? There are various theories regarding what happens to the bite victim. Some of those, for example, say he becomes Golden Freddy, while others say he becomes Shadow Freddy. The others simply say that he dies without possessing anyone, even though that goes against Fazbear Plush's statement. Some state that he is revived by William and is Michael Afton, his son. There are holes in every single theory about the bite victim. However, he becomes Golden Freddy, what happened with the fifth missing child? If he becomes Shadow Freddy, who is Shadow Bonnie? If he is Mike, who is the older brother? And so forth. Bite victim had never been acknowledged by any games after Fnaf 4, leaving his final fate up in the air without any explanation. Who are the Shadows? Shadow Freddy and Shadow Bonnie are characters first introduced in Fnaf 2. They are dark, black, purplish versions of withered Golden Freddy and Toy Bonnie specifically. The game itself does not reveal anything regarding to either of them. They are simply considered Easter eggs. In Fnaf 3, Shadow Freddy is shown to be the one to lure the animatronics to be destroyed by William Afton, while Shadow Bonnie is shown to save one of the missing children and helps them get their happiest day in the end. Once again, however, there is no specific backstory that has been revealed for either of them. Neither of the Shadows have been made any appearance after Fnaf 3, with exceptions of Shadow Bonnie in Ultimate Custom Night as one of Dee Dee's summons, as a cardboard cutout in Help Wanted, and a special delivery as the punishment for collecting too much Shadow Remnant. A popular theory is that they are ghosts of employees that have died from the Springlock failures and now haunt the pizzeria. They haven't been acknowledged or confirmed by Scott. When does Sister Location happen? Hand Unit, the AI voice presents throughout the game, states Circus Babies reopened after Freddy's closed down, narrowing its events to either after the first pizzeria and the second pizzeria, or the Fnaf 1 pizzeria. Even then, however, no clear answer is given in the game other than that. Survival Logbook, a merchandise activity book for the series, hints Sister Location happening before Fnaf 1. Although most things in-game hint in the fact that it happening after it, like in the final cutscene where Michael Afton states that he has been living in the shadows for a while, and that he will find his father, William. Springtrap appears soon after, most likely hinting that Sister Location takes place between Fnaf 1 and 3, though it still is not clear. All in all, however, Sister Location does not need an exact date in the timeline. It works the same way no matter where it's placed. What is the Fnaf 4 gameplay, and who do we play as? Fnaf 4 is known to be one of the most cryptic, mysterious, and secretive entries in the series regarding the lore. Most of it is thanks to the main gameplay, where a child has to defend against nightmare animatronics during the night, in a room during the night. Although the game is heavily implied to all be a dream, Sister Location points out that in the rooms of the game are in fact real and exist physically in the world around the same place as circus babies, complete with cameras monitoring them from an office in the facility. Some theories state that the gameplay is in fact real, and so are the nightmare animatronics. Thanks to the info presented by Sister Location, others state that the gameplay uses real-world locations as a base, and then the rest of it is all just a dream. One way or the other, it was never clarified by Scott or any other sources. The player is implied to be none other than Michael Afton, thanks to hints in the survival logbook and reversed phone calls from Fnaf 1 in-game. The bite victim, however, is still thought to be by some people the player in one way or another. Once again, the answer is never given for either of the theories. Is Ultimate Custom Night canon? Ultimate Custom Night seems to be non-canon at first, but some of the characters' voice lines heavily imply that the player character is someone who killed a child before. Though to be thought to be Golden Freddy, he has trapped them in this room to be tortured with the other animatronics. There are mainly 3 theories regarding Ultimate Custom Night. One states that the player is William and the child possessing Golden Freddy has trapped him to have revenge against his murder. Another one states that the player is Michael Afton and the bite victim has trapped him by revenge of his accidental death. The latter only works if the bite victim is Afton, if the Foxy brother is Michael, and if the bite victim is Golden Freddy. The final theory simply states that the game is non-canon and all the voice lines are intentionally like that to deceive the player and tease them for believing everything that's thrown at them. There are more than enough evidence to support all 3 theories, thus making it more of a player choice in what to believe rather than what's strictly canon. Scott, as expected, hasn't said anything about Ultimate Custom Night's canonicity or otherwise. So, that's it for this video. This video took extremely long to record. It took 40 minutes, and it's gonna absolutely suck editing it. But I really hope you guys did enjoy. I said this would be brief. This was not brief. This took a while, so this is a long video. But it wraps up everything you need to know about Five Nights at Freddy's so far. But yeah, that's it for this video. I really hope you guys did enjoy. Please, if you're watching this for the first time, at least subscribe, because this took forever to do. Just please, just click a little button for little old me. But yeah, that's it for this video. I really hope you guys did enjoy. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell notification, because we do daily uploads here. But yeah, that's it for that video, and I will see you all later. Good